Hello world, it's me, King Kuga, and welcome to another edition of Snap Together Saturday. It's been a bit, I know. I just totally forgot to stream last week, if I'm going to be honest. I was super engrossed in God of War 2018, and I just totally forgot I was supposed to be building, so I apologize for missing that. But here I am this week, and I'm going to be doing 2 boxes for the price of 1. This is not to make up for lost time. I had always planned to do this because the Tyrannosaurus build from 3 weeks ago was very quick, and I built this whole set before. I know it's not super complicated, but yeah, it should be, just the 2 boxes should be enough to last, an hour and a half, 2 hours tonight, so that's the plan. In case the title is not showing up, I'm going to be building Daizyujin boxes 2 and 3, boxes 2 and 5, which is the Zyumammoth, and the Pteranodon, aka the Mastodon and the Pterodactyl dinosaurs from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the plan tonight. Pteranodon / Pterodactyl in particular is very simple, so that'll take me like 10 minutes probably. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be quick. Mammoth is a bit more involved. And then next time I build, I'll do the legs. So yeah, that's the plan tonight. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull up some entertainment for myself. Make sure my camera is... Actually, I haven't adjusted this since last time. Okay. Make sure my camera's where I want it. Take a look at what we got. I've already opened these because I had to pre-paint the gray spruce silver for my own reasons, because the black gray just ain't going to cut it for me. So I did that. But can I get this off? There we go. And then share to Discord. My system has a lot of frames. Toss that out of the wayside. This is a B. D. This is C. This is C. C. D. I need to look at my camera here. Make sure I'm actually in frame. And my camera just got knocked to the side. That's great. If not, I'm just off size. Okay. Frame E. F and G. And our instructions. I've already got my picture of this, so I can just go ahead and build. Let me pop these open. And let's get into it. I feel like I'm missing something that I should be doing. I don't know. But where's my knife? Damn it. Did I take it out for something? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was afraid my knife was missing. That would have been annoying. Alright, I'm going to pull up some entertainment. I preloaded a couple YouTube videos, so... let's go in order here. Start Cinema Wins.
You might forget to honor yourself. Luckily, I don't have that problem.
Can't beat an opening and record scratch, especially in a 2002 movie.
Ever since I turned 13, I've been doing my own thing.
So Maylin is 4 years younger than me, would have been in 8th grade as I was graduating, but her fit is on point, and you better believe I had a Tamagotchi at her age. Also that, can't do one, so we're basically the same person. The shy embarrassment is just so perfect for 13. We're also way into fourth wall shattering territory, which was a fun surprise for a Pixar movie. I love May and her friends, but I'm gonna be upfront. This household is an Abby household.
Let's burn this place to the ground!
I feel no need to explain myself.
A major weirdo.
Chekhov's crush. Self-confidence.
My mom cuts his hair at the salon. That melted. It's very soft.
real. Just the best character
Oily slaughter.
ever.
It looks like a hobo.
A hot
I want to
hobo.
offer
Julie told me I
promotion
looked like
of
a
your
hobo
channel.
towards the end.
Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on. Incredibly flexible and convenient order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on /off/customize.
I don't care, bot.
Go to dogehype.com.
Anyway.
Into my long beard days, so hot is hot regardless of ho-bonus.
The bear speaks French. And Aaron T and Aaron Z are like really talented too.
There's always a few guys in the boy band that everyone is meh about. I'm not gonna name names, but we know who they are. Already in love with the cartoon and anime inspirations popping up.
But tickets to Four Town are like $1 bajillion, and Devin's right here. And free!
Classic, if you can't love the one you want, love the one you're with. CD burning was still relatively new in 2002, so this was a big deal. Everyone remembers their bootleg Weezer B-sides and rarities with Michael and Carly and the cover of the Pixies Valoria on it. This is relevant.
What happened? Are you hurt? Are you hungry? How was school today?
Solid mom questions. We worry.
Especially the red panda.
Red Panda, my nephew Lincoln's favorite for a reason. In real life, they are absurdly cute, and that's a stellar costume. I kind of feel like this is a nod to Studio Ghibli and how, like, once a month someone will tweet, "How does Ghibli make food look so delicious?" These amazing cooking shots that are making me feel things I'm not sure I'm supposed to feel about food. Plus another anime nod with his whited out eyes. Ah, my favorite as a kid as well. Sports League. Oh man, that...
Okay, now the ears.
Wait, what?
Don't look at the notebook. Don't look at the notebook. Don't.
Not even worth trying to paint, honestly.
Her irises completely disappear from terror. Goes to show, no matter how fast you look, they always know. What is
Mom? What? Mom?
Appropriate reactions, especially since we found out she just drew him as a merman.
What have you done to my name?
The sheer unwillingness to assume her child would have done this herself is infuriating and also entirely relatable.
She's just a sweet, innocent child. How dare you take advantage of her? Mom!
I love my parents, and of course they embarrassed me many times, but this is next level. I feel traumatized by this.
This is why I pissed.
Julie and I just talked about how these scenes always confuse us because does May's mom not remember being a middle schooler? I pray to the good Lord above that I never forget. I don't see how I would. Middle school is the absolute worst already without your parents ending your social life.
Is there anything else I should know about, Maymay? Nope. All good.
And obviously a solid way to completely lose the trust of your child.
Why would you draw those things? Those horrible, awful, sexy things!
This is such a bummer to watch, but it's so on point. Her self-blame and feelings of guilt break my heart. My upbringing really wasn't like May's at all, but I had my own stuff, and there's a particular type of guilt that some interpretations of some religions cause kids that is such a bummer. Especially when you can't control thinking about horrible, awful, and yet very, very sexy things like mermen. Hey, no sugar. Oh, quick callback. Also, I get it, Tim Horton slaps.
Wait, did the red peony bloom? No! Maybe?
The dad backing away so perfectly 2002.
You are now a beautiful, strong flower who must protect your delicate petals and clean them regularly.
The awkwardness of this scene would be a lot funnier if it wasn't currently hitting me that I will be giving these types of talks much sooner than I am prepared for. Is anyone prepared? Can you prepare? No, the answer is no. And May's mom made a huge mistake with Devin, but so far she's doing great with this stuff.
Yes! No!
Perfect timing on the retransformations.
And herbal tea for cramps. It helps relax your... I got it! Thank you, bye!
The hand gestures. Parents really know how to make everything just a degree more embarrassing. Great sound design here. The contrast of how loud it gets immediately stressed me out. I'd be scratching the walls already.
Hey, did you work out this morning? I got you, girl.
Get you a friend like Priya. The greasy deodorant residue all over her face. And there's the confirmation that the red panda is straight up puberty. The best and worst thing to ever happen to a child.
What's with her? What's with your face?
Get you a friend like Miriam. The horror movie turned with that score. Absolute dread.
You forgot your...
Oof, the hostile films have nothing on how this moment made me feel. And the audible and visible cringe from every person in that room. Not because pads are gross, but because this is just a level of cringe that humans weren't created to withstand. Snorri Cam on an animated character, perfect escape shot. Teenagers be feeling stuff. I'm just glad that Disney is finally willing to admit it, especially since they were the cause of so much of it for so many years. Look at you, Jessica Rabbit. Robin Hood, Ariel, Beast, Prince Eric, Jasmine, Little John, Sword from the Sword and the Stone. I should probably stop there.
Look at me! Stay back!
And it's really so accurate. She's the cutest little thing trying to calm herself down, but puberty makes you feel like, well, a giant red monster capable of destroying city streets.
And what was a blessing became an inconvenience.
What excellent delivery and facial expressions from the animators.
I thought I had more time. You're just a child. I thought if I watched you like a hawk, I'd see the signs.
Interesting how, depending on the situation, Ming either calls her daughter a woman, especially now after she thinks she's had her period, or a child. It's a thing that a lot of parents do that can be super confusing for kids. Ugh, the image of a child hurting themselves so that they won't have to be different is just so deeply heartbreaking and all too relevant.
Tap if you can hear us. Look for yes, super no!
Abby's delivery literally never fails. She's always at 11.
You're so fluffy!
Appropriate reaction.
I've always wanted a tail.
Same. Wait, anyway, I really love how quickly they accept her and start complimenting her in their own ways. Also like to point out that May thinks she smells bad, but her friends didn't even notice. Another perfect analogy for puberty. Sure, you've been staring at that pimple 24/7, but nobody else even notices. The way her tears mat down her fur.
Had friends in love at bodies, but they don't turn my tummy.
The line "turn my dummy" is so many levels of cringy awful.
I could theoretically paint this with just a lot of white.
That sigh when you can feel the tension leave her.
I tried to paint this the first time around. It didn't go well, so.
Abby, hit me.
Love this moment. First, it's not a miscommunication that Abby just clocks her in the face instead of the arm. She wants the panda back. And then when May is still a human, Abby is clearly sad because she wanted that fluff. Abby's trying so hard to be supportive.
My mom already doesn't like you. Wait, she doesn't?
Had a few of these growing up. She was right. But she also didn't know about some of the worst ones. Parenting, huh? It sucks sometimes. Love that they just have a box of kittens hanging around for this exact reason. You never know when on flow might show up. Is that okay? Can I make those jokes? Ooh, boy, I hope so. Of course she has a full presentation. May does not half-ass anything. A for effort. Also, I love she's wearing her mom's power blazer, so it all seems more official and businessy.
Look at those glittery delinquents with their gyrations.
I've always found it funny when adults want to shield
Gyrations.
teens from things like gyrations, when the reality is many teenagers will literally see sex in a box of saltines. It's on their minds constantly, even if they don't fully know it or understand it. Censoring everything can lead to them going bananas and making a bunch of bad choices later.
Who do they think they are? Celine Dion?
First time I really agree with Ming. Queen Celine stands alone. Also, Sandra Oh's pronunciation is killer.
Celine Dion?
I love how seriously Abby is taking dodgeball. Look at that stance, the movement, the eyes. She's going places in this sport. And Priya's dodging is really
This is
next
not
level.
the.
His hair is legit scorched. Also, just now noticing his Nelly Band-Aid.
Love it. Find the power!
Never change, Abby.
She's like a magical bear?
Solid correction. Kids these days understand that names of stuff matters. This stance with the palms up. No shade, like we've all agreed, middle school is hell. It's the time that being emo or goth really feels warranted. It's a funny little detail that May swipes the ears right off Miriam's head, but also another hint that the panda is still not safe. But the Priya's all-around chill vibe covers up the fact that basketball guys aren't her type. Red panda attacks shadowing.
I have a double-jointed elbow. Look, I can make a perfect circle. Wow!
Whoa, I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here.
They called me an uncommon denominator.
It's adorable that she thinks they meant that as a compliment.
You really don't have to come. Don't be silly. We're already on the way. But I don't want you to.
I don't look forward to this moment of parenting, but it's gonna happen. At some point, I'll no longer be my kid's favorite person to be around. It's rough, but it's reality, and parents seem to forget what happened with their own parents. But I'll be the exception, and I won't
E4,
cry.
B4, B5, B3.
Family is here now, Mimi, and we will take care of everything.
That never won't be ominous coming from Madame Gao. What? You're telling me they're playing Cha-Cha Slide and nobody is dancing? Damn,
Right.
I really do need May.
Your mother and I were close once.
Nice move of her touching the scar, but not actually saying what happened.
If we can't all go, then none of us should go.
True solidarity, true friends. This is actually a great moment. They might be hyping Tyler strictly for financial purposes, but it's amazing how much support can help people open up and just have fun. It's his birthday, and yeah, he's a jerk, but everybody deserves to bust a move on their birthday. I don't care if you're 13, 80, or anywhere in between, there really is nothing like seeing your friend go for it with a crush, and I love how stoked these girls are for Priya. More solid friendship wins. Abby's face. I know it's all relative, but considering what she could have found under a 13-year-old's bed, it's not that bad. Little entrepreneurship, a dabble of exploitation, who among us? Whoomst.
Go back to your psycho mom and your creepy temple, you freak!
Well, he deserves everything coming to him. Look, you can make fun of me all day. Might hurt, but I'll be fine. Just go after parents, partners, or kids, and all bets are off.
I'm sorry. Just get off of me, please.
May needs to learn how powerful she can be and that her power can be dangerous, but Tyler needs to learn not to be a little punk, so lessons learned all around.
I can't believe you girls would use her like this.
What?
There it is. This film really nails how unfair things can seem as a teenager. Doesn't matter what they say, May's mom isn't gonna believe them because they aren't adults, and because she is an adult, that's just it. Sometimes being an adult sucks, sometimes being a teen sucks. This movie lets us have both.
May, tell her.
What? Dude.
Oof. Yeah, Babby said it best. They eventually forgive her, but 13-year-old Lee might not have. Another bing bong moment that actually stings more than usual, probably because a lot of us have been there. This shot is perfect. This whole film is about becoming a young adult, and that moment of not standing up for her friends is compounded by this shot that so clearly paints her as a child again.
Mastodon head done.
This will be a piece of cake, and mostly painless. James Hong never misses, and he's in everything. In fact, he's in next week's video. Well, there's a dad. Just the slightest bit of May hanging her head, and he notices.
It was quite destructive and big. She almost took out half the temple.
I love that it sounds like hyperbole, but it's not even a little bit, and he's probably underselling it.
People have all kinds of sides to them, May. And some sides are messy. The point isn't to push the bad stuff away, it's to make room for it. Live with it.
Ooh, Papa Gene dropping some life lessons we all need to hear.
The door will open only if we sing from our hearts. I like Tony Bennett.
And what would May sing from her heart? 4 down shadowing. Nope. Getting a real Lyra watching Roger and Cecilia being split vibes, and I hate it. I mean, it's well done and very fitting, but I hate it. It's like the opposite of the Matrix. What? You think I'm gonna see a whole entire part of myself get all sad and scared and abandon it? Not Daisy. I love that in this memory montage that along with all the good times, she also remembers being aggressive to Tyler. She's not sugarcoating it. She heard what her dad said.
I'm going to the concert!
I get it. I do. Julia and I might be too old for the Death Cabin Postal Service show we're going to, but I would absolutely throw my entire family to the ground to get there. And it's a Spider-Man rooftop travel moment. Love when it dawns on her that this will
5
work.
12.
May, you threw us under the bus.
Honestly, good on Miriam for at least letting May know what she did was wrong. Part of becoming an adult is learning to stand up for yourself, and it's not just May that needs to learn that.
No, Tyler.
Who's Tyler? I don't know what
A four, Tony?
Another very 2002 moment. While unabashed love of pop is cool these days, those of us who enjoyed a solid Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera, or NSYNC jam back in the day had to hide it, listen to them in shame, especially if you were a dude. Although to be fair, Toxic came out in 03, and I think that might have been the beginning of the end for people trying to act like they were too cool for Britney. I mean, it's just such a jam.
Who cares? What's she gonna do? Ground me?
Speed Racer laugh. Also, if you mean smash you into the ground, yes. Look, I may bump this song later, but more importantly, I love that there aren't any wires. May sees them as flying, so they're flying. Honestly, didn't expect the full-on kaiju third act. But holy crap, does it work?
Everyone, go home! Where are your parents? Put some clothes on!
Zilla is still a mom. The shadow of the roar.
How could you be so crass?
You wanna see crap?
A huge red panda shaking her butt to distract her mom. Honestly, what a wonderful time to be alive. Abby can literally do no wrong. Can't beat May having actual superhero powers now that she's developed through her own ingenuity.
I never went to concerts. I tried to be a good daughter.
And it's a highly entertaining boss fight that feels like a clear homage to a bunch of anime. But if you pay attention to what they're saying, it's pretty tragic. The idea that you didn't get to experience something, so neither should your child, is awful. Just passing trauma onto your kids. Also, slowed down, there are some super fun stylized frames in that impact. I feel like the soul smoke from retaking your red panda form probably smells good, but also gets stuck in your nostrils, you know? Like, cool, glad it's not gross, but I don't need to taste it for a week? What? Who's gonna say no to more red pandas? The more adorable pandas, the better. Yep, even if Cap showed up, I'm not sure how you could make this any more enjoyable. The willingness to sacrifice something important to themselves to save their sister? Aw, even Tyler's trying to help. A boy band is helping open a portal to the astral realm with a bunch of teens by singing from their hearts while 6 red pandas attempt to drag a giant red panda into a magic circle, and it's still all a metaphor for a mother-daughter relationship and also becoming an adult.
C2.
Just so we're all on the same
Make this
page.
fist here.
Never gonna be good enough for her or anyone.
know it feels that way, like all the time, but it isn't true.
Hoo-hoo-wee, this is it, me in the feels. Daughter is telling the mom that she's good enough? A fantastic thing for both parents and kids to see and be reminded of. We're all still 13 or 20 or 35 on the inside, no matter how old we get. And a beautiful callback to May taking her mom's hand after the party. Hugging. Look, no spoilers. Next week is also about generational trauma, and these past few weeks have been a lot for your little cinema winning guy. I think it's interesting that the Auntie's pandas seem to have all come to terms with the separation. Jude has this book called How to Be a Lion, all about how maybe there isn't just one way to be a lion. Maybe a lion could even be friends with a duck and write poetry, and even if the separation feels wrong for May, it might be right for someone else. Or maybe they have trauma. I just love that there isn't the right way.
3B1.
Especially after Grandma made it clear that she believed there was earlier.
I know you'll do what's right.
I'm changing, Mom. I'm scared it'll take me away from you.
Oof, like I said, nothing is ever simple or easy. Growing up is hard.
I'm sorry.
If you take one thing from this video as a parent, that's it. Be willing to say you're sorry to your kids. It will change both your lives.
I see you, Meme. You try to make everyone happy, but are so hard on yourself. If I taught you that, I'm sorry. So don't hold back for anyone.
I'm betting there were a lot of people watching this who needed to hear those words.
I'm not going to regret this, am I?
I love that Sunyi doesn't say anything because she can't answer it. She can't tell May how she'll feel. And that's one of the interesting parts of becoming an adult. Gray areas, getting older, regrets, they're all part of it. Love a boop. Not sure he deserves it, but I do kind of love that Tyler has been so quickly accepted into the friend group now.
My panda my choice, Mom.
Ah, teens. I do love that it's not all perfect now. This little look, it's still bittersweet even if May truly wants to grow up. No one said it would be easy. Dang, songs by Billy and Phineas and a score by Ludwig? No wonder I was bopping my head the whole time. Well, that's pretty dang sweet.
You know it's us, yeah.
Look, Abby's the best, but Jin rules. One thing I really love about this movie is that Maylin isn't just a rebellious teen. Sure, there's bits of that, but we've seen that a million times. What was new and refreshing was seeing her genuinely love spending time with her mom, working at the temple, and excelling in school. She's also starting to notice boys and wants to express her individuality, but even in the end, she doesn't forget where she came from. Like her dad said, we have to accept all parts of ourselves. It's not an easy tapestry to weave, but our director-writer, Domi Shi, really nails it. One of the fun parts of the commentary is listening to Domi Shi talk about all the other people who were invaluable in creating this movie. It's her vision, but she's still in awe of the final product. And as always, with Pixar, the art is perfect. The character design is flawless. From Tyler's probably problematic by now Nelly-inspired Band-Aid and May's almost teenager but still kind of a kid style to the auntie's killer drip and the absurdly adorable red panda design, it's all gorgeous with its own distinctive style. Their teeth are enormous. Did you notice that? You get used to it fast and it just becomes a reality of this world. And the character design specifically felt very real, which I know is a weird thing when your main can do this, but there are no Barbie dolls. Even the mean girls have human proportions. It can be pretty all day long, but without actors, it can still fall flat, and thankfully the voice acting is stellar. Sandra Oh has been on an animation tear for the last few years, and this is probably her best performance out of all of them. She nails the fear, indignation, and anger of Ming. The scene where she tells off May's friends, blaming them for May's behavior, gave me
Okay, that's one hand done. Let's do the stickers on it. This might be faster than I thought.
Hear the love in her voice. That's no easy feat. High-End Park was obviously a standout for me as Abby, but all of May's friends were fantastic and brought real life to the world. But Rosalie Chang really carries the film as May. I bought all of her struggles and triumphs, the overstuffed confidence, the tantrums, the dipping back into being a kid, and the pain of wanting to be an adult but just not being there yet. And then, of course, the part about being a giant red panda. Turning Red can pretty clearly be interpreted as a film about a girl getting her first period, but it doesn't have to be viewed that way. It's relatable regardless of whether you experience menstrual cycles or turn into a giant badger instead of a red panda. Or an embarrassment that May feels cross all boundaries. Middle school, man. Middle school. But for a movie that looked like it was about a girl with cute red panda powers in the trailer, it caused some anxiety for me at times. May's mom is doing what she thinks is best for May, but that doesn't mean she isn't causing May harm. And that's a message that I feel is important for both kids and parents to see. I'm taking it to heart, Jude and Margot, so feel free to play this back to me when I'm being cringe in like 8 to 12 years, or like 25 years, whatever. I'm so glad to be seeing Pixar exploring new cultures and age groups and tackling tough topics that aren't always the cleanest to tie in a nice, neat bow. I love being exposed to new people, and hopefully the representation done right like this will be exhilarating for those represented as well.
Socket.
Sometimes LEGO sets are better the second time around. When LEGO uncovers a bad design, factory error, or faulty brick, they have no choice but to go redesign the set, even if it's already released to the public. This has resulted in some very peculiar better late than never moments. Back in 2015, LEGO released their newest ideas project, WALL-E. Based on the now iconic Pixar film, this set was actually designed and pitched by Angus MacLane, the movie's directing animator. If anyone could bring this cute little robot to life, it was definitely him. And when the set launched, it came with 677 pieces and faithfully recreated every detail of the character in glorious plastic bricks. When this set was first announced, people couldn't wait to get their hands on it, and the internet was in full hype mode. The official LEGO description of the set claimed that, quote, it has taken almost a decade to perfect the LEGO version. However, right as the set was about to launch, an issue was discovered. It seems that there was an issue with some of the hinges holding the head in place, and the set had to be partially redesigned, resulting in it being delayed about 2 weeks to many store shelves. As the very first shipments were finally going out, it became clear that whatever redesign had been done before launch hadn't been enough. WALL-E's head, complete with those big, expressive eyes, was perhaps a bit too loose.
Okay,
Several
is
early
that it for
reviews
that?
of the
I guess
set
it is.
specifically mentioned the problem. It seemed that the joints holding the head, while incredibly secure, didn't have nearly enough friction to hold up the head in place. Forums and review sites were quickly flooded with people asking if they'd made some mistake in the construction, as even the smallest bump would cause WALL-E's head to rotate backwards 180 degrees and tip over. Although many people were quick to find their own workarounds to the problem, LEGO wasn't about to let this problem go unanswered. They quickly recalled any unsold WALL-E units, causing further delays for many customers before shipping back out fixed models. But what about the people who had already bought the set? Well, anyone who had purchased a defective model from the LEGO website was automatically sent a small package containing a few new parts and a small instruction manual. The bag contained fewer than a dozen small parts, but it was more than enough to fix the problem. So, what was the solution? Well, if you take a look at the original neck, you can see that the head is held up by a ratchet joint. The issue, though, was that the peg on top of the ratchet joint has almost zero friction, meaning that nothing was keeping the head from simply spinning around. The new set contained a simple ball and socket joint, which was able to provide support, flexibility, and the friction needed to keep the head in place, all without altering the look of the final model. The third time really was the charm, and this design of WALL-E was its final form. The redesign managed to even require one fewer piece, reducing the set's total count to 676. Now, while this might be the most famous LEGO redesign, it certainly wasn't the first or last time that the company would have to redesign a set. They've been doing it since the 1960s, when they replaced several 2x2 and 2x4 plates in the motorized train set back in the day. But there have been several more recent and more extensive redesigns since then. Over the last several decades, LEGO has redesigned more than 100 sets. Most of these are quiet changes that are rolled out between shipments and contain minor changes aimed at increasing a build's overall stability. One example of this is set number 8097, Slave 1. Released in 2010 to commemorate the 30th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, this legendary ship came with 573 pieces and 4 minifigures. Most reviewers praised the set, but a few people complained that it was a bit unstable and that the wings were prone to breaking off. Nothing major, but for a set built with play in mind, stability is always nice. LEGO heard what people were saying and soon began shipping models with 4 fewer pieces, but aimed at creating a more durable build. Looking at this step here, you can see that the new version on the left is certainly going to hold together better than the original version. Again, these changes aren't noticeable in the final build and don't change all that much, but sometimes a redesign is so extreme that it leads to an entirely new set. When the Space Shuttle Adventure set released in 2010, reviewers nearly unanimously praised its detail and appearance. But
And
many
then
people
something
found
outside
that the
these
construction,
7.
especially the large brown fuel tank, had a tendency to break apart if it moved improperly. While this set was mostly intended as a display piece, keeping it together is still a priority for LEGO. While sets like WALL-E and Slave 1 both reduced the total number of parts in their new versions, the new version of this set, now named the Space Expedition, actually added 26 pieces, which brought the total from 1,204 to 1,230 pieces in this set. But looking at the set images side by side, it's hard to see where any changes were made. Taking a look through the instructions for the two sets, you you can see just how many extra pieces were added to the fuel tank to help it stay together better. Some of these techniques would go on to help LEGO with their design of the Saturn V to keep itself together. Now, of course, not every redesign that LEGO does is because of a poor original model. Sometimes LEGO has to make changes based on how people are playing with the set. One example is this LEGO Speed Champions set of the Ferrari and development set. This 494-piece set rolled onto store shelves back in 2017 and featured a lot of play elements, including this functional car lift. Like many of the sets in this line, the Ferrari workshop made heavy use of Technic parts, and that's where the very minor issue could occur. The original set used a 12-tooth gear and a 36-tooth gear to move the lift, but this combination actually allowed people to move it up and down a little too fast, causing the set to fall apart. By the time that LEGO released the second batch of these sets to the public, these had been replaced by two 24-tooth gears and a yellow half-width spacer, effectively reducing the speed the mechanism could be cranked. I've always thought this was a cool set, though. You can check the description to view the price, or purchase this set using YouTube's shopping feature. Another example of LEGO saving customers from themselves can be found in set number 8898, The Wreckage Road, from 2010's World Racers series. The red car has a hidden hook up its sleeve and can launch several little grappling hook pieces behind itself to throw off any pursuers, kind of like Mario Kart. The original used a rubber band to automatically launch the projectiles when the lever was pressed. However, LEGO received complaints that these were being sent flying with way too much force. Now, these weren't barreling through the sky at dangerous speeds or anything, but they were flying across the room and getting lost. And of course, as you probably know, lost LEGO bricks equals probably getting stepped on. These little grappling hook pieces are pretty pointy and also quite easy to break. So this was a 1-2 punch.
About halfway there.
To also save customers' feet. The new version removed the rubber band, requiring someone to manually flip the lever to launch the hooks. Certainly safer, but at what cost? Moving on to the next set, one of the most ambitious redesigns that LEGO has pulled off was set 79104, the Shell Racer Street Chase from the Ninja Turtles line back in 2013. The original version of this set shipped with 599 pieces, including a base built out of several components from LEGO Trains. This train-based version was meant to work with LEGO City train tracks, but the resulting build was largely unstable, and the added functionality of combining with train tracks simply just wasn't enough of a selling point to keep the design. Shortly after the set's release, LEGO decided to update the design by bringing in a design that made heavier use of Technic pieces. While the end result is once again visually identical, the increase in durability added 37 new pieces to the set. Now, at the opposite end of the spectrum, we've got another vehicle, but this one received only a very minor update. When this LEGO Mini Cooper set was released, the front and rear windows were each 3x10 clear windows. After a bit of time, however, it seems that someone at LEGO must have realized that the windows were actually sticking out into the car by a stud. No one noticed because it did follow the given instructions and was virtually unnoticeable in the final build. Well, nonetheless, soon people started to get boxes that contained instructions showing the original windows but contained a slightly different set of pieces. These were brand new, never before seen 2x10 dimension windows. Being slightly confused, many individuals turned to the internet to find a quick explanation that these were created to better complete the look that LEGO was going for. Unlike many other sets that have been redesigned, the piece count for this one stayed exactly the same at 1077, as there were no other changes needed to fit the new windshields. Truly an elegant solution. Now, at the end of the day, the overwhelming majority of LEGO's redesigns haven't been anywhere this extensive. It's almost always by just adding an extra hinge piece or changing the type of Technic pin or just swapping a couple 2x2s for 2x4s. LEGO does a fantastic job designing their sets, and the review process can take years for sets. If you're interested in learning more about how LEGO sets are designed, check out some of my other videos that are linked in the description. But even with all the time in the world to test, tweak, and rework, there's simply no better test of a set's durability than contact with its customers. What do you think? Have you ever found a LEGO set that you felt could use a few tweaks? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to check out this video where I talk about valuable LEGO misprints. If you enjoyed, please support this video with a like and subscribe to my channel for more LEGO videos.
Okay, then put the hand.
Hey everybody, Adam Savage here in my cave, and it is the Christmas season. It might be after Christmas season when you're watching this, but right now it is the Christmas season. And You might or might not know this about me. In addition to having children, I also have nephews and nieces in the Pacific Northwest. And my nephew wrote to me last week. He texted me. He's in his mid-teens, and he said that he had a really great idea for me for a one-day build. He said there's this game, it's called God of War, and there's an axe in it called the Leviathan, and it's got magical powers, and maybe I should build one. And then about 10 minutes later, I got a second text from him that said, also, I want one. I love this. I love this. He sent me a picture of the Leviathan, and I haven't played God of War, but I did some research. Supposedly built by the same people that built Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. This is awesome. This is an awesome one-day build. I'm going to do it. I'm going to send him the axe. I've also got a commensurate present for his sister that will satisfy, of course. But God of War axe, that's what's coming up. That's today's one-day build. One thing I did was I decided arbitrarily on a size of about 32 inches tall, about that tall, and then I photoshopped it that size and printed it out in a kind of a tiled fashion. Yes, so that I could print one out full size and then just copy it. It's going to have a wood handle and a foam head with some plastic in the middle to give it some rigidity. And I'm hoping to complete the whole thing in about 5 hours. We will see. First things first, tape together this set of drawings that I have. So this is one of those cases where tiling something together is a great way. Having a one-to-one copy is it's hard to overestimate just what a powerful thing it is to have a one-to-one sized copy of a thing you are replicating. There's just no way you're going to get a better building sample than this. It runs a lot of mistakes off at the pass. And yeah. So each time I'm going to do the print, I'm literally just selecting a portion, printing that, and then overlapping heavily to do another one, and then overlapping. It's like poor man's tiling, and I still maintain that it's ridiculous. There's not a great piece of software for this. But work with what we got. And it's great when the drawing you're working from has a lot of detail in it, because it gives you a lot of registration to play with. Once I'm finished with this, I will probably cut it out. Probably cut it into 2 pieces. All right, now here is where it's a little confusing, because I didn't bridge across. Oh yeah, easy. I got the cloth here to match up. Great one. Oh, also this end is going to be really, really fun. Oh wow, I really didn't have a lot of room to move there, did I? Oh yeah, that one just a little too close in my printing, but I see the bottom of the, yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. This technique of doing up, and looking underneath, that's actually how animators often between animation drawings. Flip. Yep. Okay, so that's how big it's going to be. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. Nothing says Merry Christmas like a war axe. That's what I always say. Taping up the back so it's nice and monolithic. Yes, that is my favorite word. It's true. We will cut this. The hard part of this build, actually, I feel like it's going to be the wooden handle. I want to get that right. So, there is my Leviathan template. Awesome. Now, I am going to cut the handle, I think, out of here, out of this piece of pine 4x4. The question is, can I get it out of this piece of pine 4x4? And it looks like I can. looks like I'm going to have some knots, but actually, if I stay up here, that's pretty clean. Yeah, that's actually not bad at all. All right, I've done a pencil sketch of this, of the Leviathan handle, and I'm going to transfer it to Sharpie so I don't lose. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut this out on my bandsaw, and I'm going to leave myself up here at the head of the axe. I'm going to leave myself a bunch of extra material so that I can grab onto this while I'm working on it, because I'm going to need to do a lot of shaving and carving and all sorts of that kind of business.
I apologize, by the way, for not being very talkative. Just, you know, let anybody to bounce off of. I don't have much to say. It's a pretty straightforward build. I'm putting in the stickers. Needs more detailing than the stickers offer, but I'm not prepared to do that right now. I just want to get this out of the way. So this is my second time building this kit. First time was about 2 years ago. That one is not in great shape, so I'm redoing it with what I've learned in the in-between time. And yeah. Alright. Let's make the shoulders.
Starting to feel like something. But now it's time. So, and I did a thing I like to do on builds like this. I use the bandsaw on an angle to just soften the corners. That just gives me a little more guidance about where I want this to go. But if you look at it here against the template, you'll see that it's in pretty good shape. Yeah. That's pretty darn close. Right, I want to shave some stuff on here. I'm going to be shaping this like a prop maker, not like a carpenter. So you may be surprised at some of the techniques I'm about to use. I also don't know if you remember. Many months ago, I was pulling out my grinder to use it, and I pulled it out and spun it up just to test it. And then as it spun down, it kicked off its little tightening wheel, and that tightening wheel went flying somewhere in the shop, and I didn't find it in that one day build. I actually had to find another one. I found it this morning. How about that? All right, so this is going to be a bunch of grinding. I'm about to make a lot of dust. When people are making actual rifle butts or axe handles, there are, what do I say? I'm going to start. So, most of the time online, when I see people who start with a template like this and then go to sand it into the round, if this is the cross section of the piece of wood we're talking about, what I see is people doing rounding like this. And they leave these big, wide, flat expanses. It is something I most particularly see in Boba Fett and Tusken Raider rifle butts, which there are some flat-ish areas of some of those gun butts. Historically, there's less than you think. And specifically for an axe handle, it's really important as you're coming in not to leave too much of a flat. You really want it to feel round. You want to keep checking and continue to check to feel for that roundness. That's what's going to make it feel like a tool. Just a little bit. All right, back to the mask, back to the grind. And by the way, these heavy-duty flap wheels for the grinder, they move wood, so much wood, so fast. This place, I've just been doing another carpentry thing, so my whole life is dust right now. There we go. One note, I got a little cut in my left index finger from this. They take a lot of meat out of the wood. Let's be aware that they'll take a lot of meat out of you.
Okay, that's that one done. Yes. Okay, attach them to the back. These are 4 legs are all one piece. Nice and simple. Okay. This one there, this one there. Legs down. Alright, that's Zyumammoth done. That took me, what, about an hour? So let's put the pieces over here, out of the way. So it's pretty straightforward. The Pteranodon will take minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, I don't know. It will not take long. Because it's only 3 frames.
I was gonna stand it early. I gotta make the space here for the axe. Right? There's this.
You can basically see where everything's going to go in here. Pteranodon was always a very simple design to begin with.
tell you stuff about chisels right now. But I'm making this up as I go along. I'm not very good with these things, so I'm just kind of feeling it out. I'm doing the classic chisel thing of hammering in, from each edge. And this chisel is pretty sharp. I'm aware because I sharpened it myself.
Not a fan of this head.
And once I have this edge fence, it really is like a fence. Now, I go in and I chisel up to that line. God, I love cutting cross grain with a sharp chisel, man. That is a lovely sound. It's crunchy and delicious. Retaining a kind of a border here, which is exactly what I was hoping to do. And then going in and pulling out the middle part. And I don't have to be aesthetically great about this middle part because I'm going to see it. It gets covered. Times get hit.
I think I'm doing this backwards. Okay, alright, that's that done. Not a fan of those tears on the side of the head. Let's do the body.
Now, I want to transfer this pattern to 2 pieces of this Sintra, and we'll see if I can do such a thing. Alright, here's how I'm going to transfer. Here's how I'm going to transfer the pattern. Take a piece of paper here. I've got this color printer paper for my laser printer. Pretty weak paper. And I like this. I went to go draw a pencil line, and what I noticed is it split right around where the pencil went. So that's actually how I'm going to make this cutout. Come up here. Later, this is that side. L. All right, I've got the patterns drawn out here on the Sintra. This is going to be some of my main material for this axe. I'm going to cut it out on the bandsaw way over there. Can I get it in the same shot? Sure, why not? I'm going to shape this. Right now, it's just this very specific cross section. I'm going to make it more like a piece of hammered metal, like this. Bellissimo. Yeah. There you go. You can kind of see there. I'm trying to eliminate some of the flats, but we'll get a lot of texturing in there later, so I'm not that worried about it. The Leviathan axe is going really well. I've got the two pieces that hold the blade down to the handle. The handle is in great shape. I think the dragon at the bottom is super awesome. I'm going to make it a little more accurate a little bit later, but right now, great.
Tweezers go.
Cut out the axe. And I thought I was going to make this out of foam, but I'm going to make that out of a different kind of foam than I thought. I thought I was going to use EVA foam, but in fact, now I realize I'm going to use Sintra, which is a foam, but it is a foam PVC.
You know what? I might be able to try painting that one.
It's a wonderful material. It's got a very reasonable density. It is flexible and fairly durable. You can shatter it, but it's great for cosplaying because it's also super light and it's easy to work with tools. It is what I used for these two pieces. And you saw me sand these down on my felt sander earlier. What I'm going to end up doing is probably cutting four, maybe three axe heads total. Yeah. I'm going to end up cutting... Oh! Heat gun! Heat gun! Heat gun! Heat gun! Yes! Sorry, I didn't mean to get so excited about that. But I think I figured out how I'm gonna work this.
Anyway, the head goes in there.
I'm gonna do a good sharpen on the blade. I may make it three. I may make it three.
Put that out, let it dry.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So that.
Let that dry separately. While I put this together.
I'm going to just cut this thing out. Yeah, just like this.
Okay, then these stickers go on the inside like this, where they will never be seen again.
This leather covering on my workbench actually provides for paper, a nice cutting mat, and I can go very light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, tape this to one of the boards or spray mount it. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm actually just going to trace it. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, so I can. All right, I'm going to cut these in half, and that will give me 4 pieces to work from. 24. It's a beautiful looking blade. I must say, it's a lovely looking blade. Having worked on a bunch of Lord of the Rings blades, I mean, having, be familiar with those shapes. This is a really nice, nice look. Nice. Okay, so this is going to go from there.
The detailing inside is nice. If I could paint it, I would. I just don't have a metallic pink. And I don't know, or after the white outline too. It's not feasible for me to paint this.
There's my
It doesn't get seen anyway.
There she blows.
I have white paint, regular paint, just don't have white paint markers.
Now we're going to unpack one of Sintra's secret powers, one of its awesome secret powers, which is similar to PVC. PVC pipe, it can easily be heated and formed. And so before I even start to trim this a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this middle section on both halves here. And then I'm going to use some spring clamps to hold them together, or actually probably some quick. These will be kind of floppy once I'm ready to work with them, and then I'm going to do that, get them on there, get them situated with each other, and then I'll start worrying about how the other parts fit onto there. But, I guess I can get rid of, really great to have a supply of Sintra, and it comes up, I think it comes at least half an inch thick, 12 millimeters, but I'm just using 1/4 inch. All right, so let's do just labeling what's the inside. Yep. And I have my heat gun here. It's already starting to soften a little bit. You want to spread the heat as evenly as possible. You don't want to get it too... Oh yeah, okay, so I'm going to keep that going. Hard to heat 2 pieces at once, but I'm going to try it.
And then the wings.
That's working. Trying to keep the heat moving all the way through. I should have a bit of time because it does have its own insulating properties here. All right, so here we go. Let's do that and that. Yep. It's actually working out pretty okay. Ladies and gents, you see what I'm saying, right? So now when I glue this, it'll actually have this slot in the middle, and I can also cut this guy pretty close here. I can cut this like right there. Here is the stuff. The thing that's so great about PVC cement is it's a weld bond, so it really does.
And that goes in there. Okay. All right. That is the Pteranodon done. Except for this bit on the chest. Fix it up a tad. Too much. I'm sure my blue's gonna be right for that. Yeah, it's very dark on the red, and I'm bleeding a little bit. I'll have to go back over that. Whatever. For now, it works. There's the cannons. Zyumammoth and Pteranodon done. Where'd the sword go? Where did the sword go? I know I painted it. I know I had it. There it is. I believe. I'll double check. I think the inside stair should be gold. So I could probably do that. Touch that up. I'll do that on my own time. As like I said, not much to these. Simple set. I'll deal with the paint later. Let me change my camera view here. So it wasn't the most exciting build as far as like entertainment, me talking or whatever. I do apologize, but there they are in all their glory. Next time, don't think I do next week, but anyway, next time I stream, I'll build Triceratops and Saber-Toothed Tiger, and I'll show you the completed Daizyujin / Megazord. Thanks for coming out. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time.